Hey, what is up everyone? I'm Piglet here once again and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more Let's Play of Mario Kart 64 for of course the Nintendo 64. So last time we have pretty much gone through the forms of 150cc's Mushroom Cup, and despite we actually did come in third place during the forms within Koopa Troopa Beach, most of the actual tracks, other tracks however though, like Luigi Raceway and Moo Moo Farm and Karimari Desert especially, that I simply pretty much dominated, especially in Karimari Desert, and we did manage to claim a gold trophy, but you know, you get the idea. So today, we're about to be hitting back onto 150cc for the second and probably the final time for the sake of this Let's Play, and because of that, we're about to be revisiting back to Flower Cup as Bowser this time around. So either way, we can expect it able to show you guys the rest of the racers in the forms of the entire game, just like how we normally done it from the likes of in the, well, I would say almost in every single Mario Kart game's Let's Play departments-wise, but not all of them, mind you, during the forms of in, well, let's just say in Mario Kart, I would say Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 7 especially, and even Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, but either way, when it comes to the old school games, like specifically we've already done it on Super Mario Kart, and we're about to be doing it on Mario Kart 64. And I'm pretty sure the same applies to Super Circuit as well, once we get into summer, specifically when it gets to the point until in the middle summer, specifically on July or June or anything like that, but then again, we'll see what happens there when that time usually comes by. So either way, there's not much else I can talk about, apart from today's days, the forms of the 19th of April in 2020 for this point today, and then again, there's not much else I can talk about, I'm afraid, just because of how the fact that, well, usually relatively speaking, that we pretty much almost gone towards the end of during the forms of in the Yoshi Tour in Mario Kart Tour, and I suddenly managed to realize is the fact that I've managed to able to finally got myself one of those rare gliders in the actual event, which appears to be by the forms of that bright egg glider, which it is cool all in all, and despite the fact that the actual event is almost going to be over and done with, but even then though, God knows if what might happen next for, you know, if Mario Kart Tour's next event, but I'll discuss more about it until whenever we get on to, I would say in the final weekend for Mario Kart 64, which should be next week, that hopefully I should able to actually just to expect to realize, I did slip up. Yeah, just like the forms of Donkey Kong is the fact that, well, one thing I totally forgot to mention is the fact that if you hear that little squeaky noise every time you're able to select either Donkey Kong or Bowser, sometimes they always attempt to spin out super easily. But I will admit though, it feels a lot more tolerable compared to the forms of how it does on Super Mario Kart in my opinion, just because, well, for one noticeable thing, the actual speed is actually kind of, well, balanced for the most part, so even then we can expect this much. So, oh jeez, Yoshi was actually far ahead. In fact, that reminds me, that was the exact same opponent that we had from the previous part, specifically ever since in Flower Cup on 50cc. Jeez, what is going on with him? I'm presuming it's mainly because after the events of Karimari Desert since yesterday's video, that we do realize is the fact that we did manage to conquer everything throughout. I just have no idea what I truly explain about this right now, but hey. So, then again, this is actually the final time we're going to be seeing Toad's Turnpike track on this entire game, although originally I was going to show you guys the extra version of this particular track, although we'll save it up until when we get to the extra stuff, whenever we get to the very end, along with the other two stuff, of course. So even then though, that whenever we get onto that, then I'll show you more on that, so I'm afraid Yoshi did manage to win, and he basically conquered it all during the forms of after the events of Karimari Desert track in during the Mushroom Cup, when I was basically dominated there when it comes to likely, while the other players simply keeps on waiting for the traffic and all that stuff. So yeah, I thought to myself, say so for myself, so. But regardless, there's no time to panic or anything like that, because otherwise we're gonna have to, like, you know, try to still aim for first place, you know. So either way though, yeah, that's about it basically. So here we go, back onto Frappe Snowland. So we can expect we can able to aim for first place, and yes, because that was a rocket boost start. So even then, it took quite a while to get used to with that specific stuff. But you know, you get the idea for that solution. So, but anywho though, I suppose something is worth mentioning is that well, to be honest with you guys, there's not much else I can usually just try to talk about because of how the fact that, well, then again, the actual emphasis on the coronavirus situation is starting to get worse and worse, and I can definitely tell you right from the start though, well, we really don't know if we can expect to be able to actually deal with the Christmas video this year, but either way though, it might still will happen, but it's all just a matter of the time when depending on what gifts are we going to be getting. So either way though, it's all a matter of depending-ation or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how do I explain that, but anywho though. So anyways, let's try to speed things up because at the moment, Peach was actually in the lead, or Luigi. Seriously, it's almost like a constant mishmash between those players just keeps on struggling with those first place positions. Actually, let me take you down, Princess Peach, because either way though, that you might able to become like, oh really? I drove it into the snowman like nothing else. Oh jeez. Even though, no, you know, this will be the last time seeing this particular track though, just because of how the fact that we're just about to be, well, moving on to likely almost towards the end of this Let's Play so far, so yeah. Oh, sweet, I got a Starman in 3rd place of all things, so God knows if I was going to be able to catch up. I would guarantee that, oh, I did manage to bypass Peach of all things, so yeah, that's all there is to know. And we'll keep a hold of the green shell in case if there's any players behind me. Well, to be more specifically, Luigi is one of them, so take that. Even though despite the fact that I've already played as you, Luigi, during the forms of in the same cup, in a different class of all things. So, how the hell did Peach manage to catch up? Jeez, no wonder why the actual rubber banding AI in this game can be summed up as like unfair. But either way though, that's how I can really think about it. I could guarantee that Peach is gonna catch up. Yeah, she did manage to catch up indeed. So hopefully it would. No! Oh, really, Peach? Oh, how is she able to bypass me? Oh, I'm so sad for this point, guys. I really do feel quite sad and miserable sometimes. Even though the rubber banding AI in this game wasn't so bad. I mean, this rubber band system does suck. I mean, what are you guys talking about? The rubber band AI system is terrible in Mario Kart 64. Because that was like agreed upon likely due to the fact that if you were expected to become #1 during the forms within the actual Grand Prix this whole time, but then you find out you're able to realize that you easily get yourselves butt kicked. I swear to God, that always happens to me, like literally just for about a few moments notice, which either way though, that's something else. Oh well. Let's move on to Choco Mountain anyway, so either way though, and yeah, this is what I mean when it comes to a massive difference between 50cc than the most of the other classes in general too, that as you can tell, there are no guardrails this time around. Seriously? Jeez, I managed to get crushed onto the boulders. Jeez. Oh, thanks for giving me a little bit of an extra boost there, Wario. So yeah, there's no guardrails on here and there this time around, so even then, just to make things a little bit more difficult for ourselves. But then, if you manage to able to do not drift at all, they should be fine for the most part. So, if what happens if you do manage to fall off, well, you're gonna have to go all the way back. Which, you know, kind of does the same thing for the majority in Mario Kart DS as well. Which, unlike any forms of in this game in particular, that the only time you see guardrails is on, it was actually on 50cc. But in the majority of the classes will be have no guardrails. Whilst compared to Mario Kart DS, the majority of any other classes, mainly with 50cc, 100cc, 150cc, as well as the mirror class as well, that all 4 of those classes don't seem to have those guardrails at all. So either way though, so it's one something to classify that. So Oh jeez, we're not actually doing very good, aren't we? In fact, we're actually on 5th place at the moment, and a good thing we got ourselves a lightning bolt to begin with, so we can able to actually just go ahead and just try to use that right now. So at least we're hoping we can able to catch up to the others, so I can usually squish Donkey Kong and anything like that. I really can't guarantee I can able to catch up to Peach or Luigi or something like that, so I could assume to you that they always attempt to catch us up like anything like that. So I wonder how I can take actually let's go ahead and just keep one red shell and slipped on a banana peel. Oh jeez. And once again, Peach is going to be taking over for the majority of this position right now. In fact, they were just going to distract Luigi and then just trying to hop from ramp to ramp or even curvy hills. And once again, we are still in 2nd place. Oh, jeez. You see what I mean when it comes to rubber banding AI in this game sometimes. It's like, you know, it's been like the same thing for Sonic Rivals 1 on the PSP, likely due to the fact that, well, they can always attempt to catch you up, and then, well, I'm afraid there's no retry option, unlike, you know, in Super Mario Kart, and I'm pretty sure in Mario Kart Super Circuit as well, so because of that, though, yeah, that's the only challenge part. Unless you can able to retry it if you manage to get into 5th or lower, so even then I can expect this much. Anyways, this is the final time we're going to be seeing Mario Really? Have I easily slipped off because of that? Oh, jeez. Anyway, this is the final time we're going to be seeing Mario Raceway in action, just for the sake of clarity, that because of that, though, we actually get pretty much close towards the end of Journey Forms have been, well, the entire Let's Play so far. So either way, though, however, here's the thing what I'm going to do while this has been uploaded, well, usually uploads during directly today, I'm actually going to be playing this game on my own time, just in case I can able to actually get the majority of every single, you know, golden trophies in between each and every single cup, specifically 150cc's Star Cup and Special Cup especially, and even especially noticeable with the forms of, what else? The forms of, well, I would say when it comes to likely 100cc's Mushroom Cup and Flower Cup and so on and so forth. I keep slipping like nothing else! Jeez. Seriously, heavyweight characters can always sometimes spin out like super easily right here. Oh well. So anyways, let's try to place the fake item box while trying to able to actually just try to... Oh jeez. Oh, go away, Peach. I don't really need you to become in 1st place or anything like that. Oh hey, Donkey Kong. But then again, there's not much else I can say for this point, guys, apart from the fact that, well, there's not much else I can say, sadly. So either way, though, let's go ahead and keep on, get our speed going, and especially noticeable, we could able to still keep a hold of that banana peel, and hopefully we would... Twice! And in fact, this is actually the 4th time I was in 2nd place. But despite that, Toad was actually in 1st place. This means that he didn't win as much as compared to the forms of other races throughout. So in this case, yeah, he only gets 1 point. And then since I'm in 2nd and Peach was in, I'm assuming 3rd place, that we still managed to conquer 1st place despite we're in 2nd place for the majority of every single tracks in this particular cup. God, I was so lucky. That was quite easily the luckiest things I've ever encountered. If I claim in 3rd place or anything like that, well, in between all 4 tracks, then, well, otherwise I would able to actually get myself a silver or a bronze trophy instead. But regardless of such, that was actually quite a close call. Well, despite the fact that, well, as you can see on the background also, is the fact that you can see Toad in the background. This actually represents about the fact that if someone's in 4th place, then they actually get themselves a different cinematic, which we'll discuss more about it whenever we get onto the extra stuff as well, because some people might actually be quite familiar with that specific stuff, but even then, well, you know, we'll just mention that until in the future episodes during next weekend. So even then, though, yeah. So yeah, we've managed to get ourselves a golden trophy nonetheless, despite with all these rubber banding AI can always cheats and all that stuff, which I seriously swear to God, why are they able to do that? Even for Peach and Yoshi, it just gives me somewhat of a rough experience, which I have no idea. Or maybe Peach just wants to let me pick her, but I promise you guys, I will play as her during the Informs event, the next cup, and especially noticeable in a different class. Because of that, we're gonna have the endings of this one right there. So join me next time on Let's Play Mario Kart 64. It's the fact that we're about to be returning back onto Star Cup, but except this time around, we're gonna be going up for the challenge while going through the new class that's been introduced in this game, and that's what appears to be the extra class, aka Mirror class. So even then though, on Star Cup as you can tell. So see you guys in next Saturday, so later fellas.